Alright, what is going on everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you are into Android, if you follow Google, if you care even a little bit about where your phone is headed over the next year or two, then you need to stop whatever you are doing right now because Google just dropped an absolute bombshell. We are talking about the Android Show I/O Edition 2026, and this is one of those events where you watch it and you genuinely feel like the future just showed up early. Android is not just an operating system anymore. Google is calling it an intelligence system now, and once I walk you through everything they announced, you are going to understand exactly why that framing matters. This is a massive one, so let us get into it. Before we go any further though, if you are new here, hit that subscribe button right now and smash the like on this video. I cover all things tech, Google, Android, AI, everything that matters in the space, and trust me, you do not want to miss what is coming up on this channel. Now let us dive in. So the biggest headline from the whole Android show is something Google is calling Gemini Intelligence. Think of it as the next evolution of what Gemini can do, but now baked deeply into the hardware and software of your Android device. This is not just a chatbot sitting in an app. This is your phone actually working proactively for you throughout the day. They are rolling this out starting with the latest Samsung Galaxy and Google Pixel phones this summer, and then it expands to watches, cars, glasses, and laptops later this year. Now let me tell you what Gemini Intelligence actually does, because the features here are genuinely wild. First up, multi-step task automation. They spent months fine-tuning this on the Galaxy S26 and the Pixel 10, working with popular food and rideshare apps. So now Gemini can literally navigate tasks for you. We are talking about things like snagging a front-row bike spot for your spin class without you lifting a finger, or finding your class syllabus in Gmail and then putting the books you need directly into a shopping cart. And here is where it gets even more impressive. They added screen and image context into the mix. Picture this. You have got a long grocery list sitting in your Notes app. You just long press the power button over that list, ask Gemini to build a shopping cart for delivery, and it handles the whole thing. Or you see a travel brochure at a hotel lobby, you snap a photo, say find a tour like this on Expedia for 6 people, and Gemini goes off and does it in the background while you track the progress through notifications. And the important thing Google keeps saying, which I appreciate, is that Gemini only acts on your command and stops the moment the task is complete. You stay in control the whole time. They are also bringing a smarter browsing assistant called Gemini in Chrome to Android, starting at the end of June. This one runs on Gemini 3.1, which is their most capable model right now, and it sits right there in your Chrome toolbar. You tap the Gemini icon, it opens at the bottom of your display, and you can ask it questions about the web page you are on, summarize long articles, get detailed explanations for complex topics, all without switching apps. But it goes deeper than that. Gemini in Chrome connects with your Google apps, so you can add events to your calendar, drop recipe ingredients into Keep, or pull up specific information from Gmail, right from your browser. And they also dropped this feature called Nano Banana, which I love just for the name alone, but it is actually powerful. It lets you customize images you find on the web directly in Chrome. Say you are studying for an exam and you want the page turned into a visual infographic. Done. Or you are looking at an empty apartment listing and you want to see it furnished. Just ask and it renders it for you. And for the first time, Auto Browse is coming to Android, which means Chrome can actually handle tedious tasks on your behalf, like finding parking near a venue using your ticket confirmation details, or updating your pet food subscription as your dog gets older. This is agentic browsing and it is a big deal. Now let us talk about something I was genuinely not expecting from this event. Google introduced something called the Googlebook. Yes, you heard that right. They are literally creating a new category of laptop. Over 15 years ago, they gave us the Chromebook, which was built for a cloud-first world. Now they are rethinking the laptop entirely for an intelligence-first world. Googlebooks bring together the best of Android, which means powerful apps from Google Play and an OS designed for AI, and Chrome OS, which gives you the world's most popular browser. The result is a laptop built with Gemini at its core. And they have this feature called Magic Pointer, which is one of the coolest things I have seen in a laptop concept in years. You wiggle your cursor, and instead of just sitting there, it comes alive with Gemini, offering contextual suggestions based on whatever is on your screen. Point at a date in an email and it offers to schedule a meeting. Select 2 images, like your living room and a couch you are eyeing, and it instantly visualizes them together. They are also bringing Create My Widget to Googlebooks, so you can build a fully personalized dashboard right on your desktop just by prompting Gemini. Planning a family reunion in Berlin? Gemini can pull your flights, hotel info, restaurant reservations, and even put a countdown clock together in one custom widget on your desktop. Google is working with Acer, Asus, Dell, HP, and Lenovo to build these, and they are launching this fall. I will definitely be keeping my eye on this one. Now let us shift gears, literally, because Android in the car is getting a massive upgrade too. Over 250 million Android Auto-compatible cars are on the road today, and Google is giving the whole experience a full refresh. The new Android Auto has a stunning redesign with personal design touches, glanceable widgets, edge-to-edge Google Maps, and it is built to look great on any car screen shape. Whether it is an ultra-wide rectangle, a circle, or something completely custom, Material 3 expressive design from your phone comes to your dash, with expressive fonts, smooth animations, and wallpapers. The biggest maps update in over a decade is also part of this, called immersive navigation, which gives you a vivid 3D view of buildings, overpasses, terrain, and highlights critical details like lane markings, traffic lights, and stop signs to help you navigate tricky situations confidently. And get this, for the first time in Android Auto, you are going to be able to watch full HD video at 60 frames per second when parked or charging, on YouTube and other apps, in select cars starting with BMW, Ford, Genesis, Hyundai, Kia, and others. When you switch from park to drive, it seamlessly transitions to audio only. They are also bringing spatial sound with Dolby Atmos to Android Auto in supported cars. And Gemini is now widely available in Android Auto. If your phone has Gemini Intelligence, you will be able to access it in your car later this year. So if you get a text asking for your address while you are driving, it can find the answer across your messages, email, and calendar, and offer to send a reply in a single tap. You can even order dinner from DoorDash just by telling Gemini what you want while you are still driving. Hey, real quick, if you are finding this breakdown useful, drop a like on this video right now. It really helps the channel. And if you have a friend who is into Android or tech in general, share this with them because they need to see all of this. Now, for all the creators out there, Android 17 is bringing some seriously exciting tools your way. Google teamed up with Meta to bring an enhanced Instagram experience to the most advanced Android devices. We are talking Ultra HDR capture and playback so your photos look lifelike with colors that genuinely pop. Built-in video stabilization so smooth footage even when you are walking or dancing. And night sight integration so your shots come out clean even in low light. They also completely optimized the upload pipeline so that your photos and videos stay sharp after you hit post. They even ran side-by-side tests using a universal video quality model and confirmed that video from Android flagship devices scores the same or better than the leading competitor when uploaded to Instagram. There is also a new feature called Screen Reactions that lets you record yourself and your screen at the same time without a green screen or switching apps. Perfect for reaction videos. And the Edits app from Instagram is getting new AI-powered tools exclusively on Android, including Smart Enhance for instant upscaling and sound separation, which can identify and isolate audio tracks so you can boost what you want and remove what you do not. Adobe Premiere is also coming to Android soon, bringing exclusive templates and effects for creating YouTube shorts directly from the app. And for the professionals, there is a new format called APV, Advanced Professional Video, co-developed with Samsung, which is the most storage-efficient pro video format available right now. On the sharing and connectivity side, Google is making some moves that I think a lot of people are going to really appreciate. Quick Share is now compatible with AirDrop for Android phones, starting with Pixel and expanding to Samsung, Oppo, OnePlus, Vivo, Xiaomi, and Honor throughout the year. If you do not have a compatible device, you can use Quick Share to generate a QR code and instantly share with iOS devices through the cloud. They also completely overhauled the process of switching from an iPhone to Android, working with Apple directly to make sure your passwords, photos, messages, apps, contacts, and even your home screen layout can migrate wirelessly. And in a huge privacy win, end-to-end encryption is now rolling out for RCS messages across both Android and iOS. With 2.5 billion RCS messages sent daily, this is a genuinely important update for everyone's security. Speaking of things that are genuinely important, I want to talk about Pause Point because this one hit different for me. You know how you pick up your phone with no reason and suddenly 45 minutes have gone by? Pause Point is a new well-being feature in Android that gives you a 10-second pause when you open a distracting app. During that pause, you can do a quick breathing exercise, set a timer to limit your time, look at some favorite photos, or jump to alternative suggestions like an audiobook. And here is the clever part. If you try to disable Pause Point, it actually requires a phone restart. So it stops you from just instantly snoozing it like you do with screen time warnings. This is Android taking well-being seriously in a way that actually feels thoughtful. And then there are the 3D emoji. Google just announced Noto 3D, a brand new emoji collection that brings actual depth and rich detail to the emoji we use every day. The creative director at Google described it perfectly when she said our feelings have weight, but they often fall flat online. These 3D emoji are designed to bring a touch of physicality to digital communication. They will be available across Google starting with Pixel phones later this year, and honestly, they look stunning. Now let us get into something really important that I think does not always get enough attention, and that is security and privacy. With all of this Gemini intelligence doing things on your behalf, accessing your apps, reading your context, acting in the background, you might be wondering what Google is doing to make sure none of that gets misused. And the answer is they have built Gemini Intelligence on 3 core principles: explicit user control, comprehensive data protection, and operational transparency. What that means in practice is that you have granular authority to turn on or off every single AI feature. Gemini can only access the apps you allow it to work in. It requires your confirmation before making purchases. If Gemini is automating something in the background, there is always a notification chip visible at the top of your screen that cannot be dismissed. They are also enhancing the Android privacy dashboard to show which AI assistants were active and which apps they used in the last 24 hours. And key parts of their AI security architecture are open source and audited by third-party experts. This is important because transparency and auditability are what separate trustworthy AI from the kind that makes people nervous. From a developer perspective, Google is also giving app makers powerful new tools to tap into all of this. Android is transitioning from an operating system to an intelligence system, and developers are right at the center of that. There is a new framework called App Functions that lets developers expose specific tools, services, data, and actions directly to the OS and to Gemini. So instead of users having to manually open your app, Gemini can trigger your app's functionality through the intelligence system. They have already tested this with apps like KakaoTalk to enable things like sending messages or initiating calls through the new framework. Widgets are also getting a major upgrade through a new underlying technology called Remote Compose, which powers richer interactions including snap scroll, expressive buttons, and particle effects. This is also the engine behind Create My Widget, the feature that lets users ask Gemini to build fully custom adaptive widgets for their phone or their Wear OS watch. And finally, let us close out with what Google is doing on the broader security front in 2026, because the list of updates here is genuinely impressive. They are rolling out verified financial calls, a new feature that automatically ends phone calls from spoofed numbers impersonating participating banks and financial institutions. Given that spoofed financial calls cause an estimated $980 million in annual losses worldwide, this is a huge deal. Live threat detection is being expanded with new warnings for suspicious app behavior, including SMS forwarding and accessibility overlay abuse. Dynamic signal monitoring is coming in Android 17 to detect real-time suspicious patterns like apps hiding their icons and launching from the background. They are adding biometric authentication to the Mark as Lost feature in Find Hub, so that thieves who have your PIN still cannot access your phone after you mark it lost. Theft protection features are being turned on by default globally for new Android 17 devices and in markets like Argentina, Chile, Colombia, Mexico, and the UK. They are extending these protections to devices running Android 10 or higher. OTP codes, the one-time passwords that scammers love to steal, are now automatically hidden from most apps for 3 hours after they arrive. Post-quantum cryptography is being introduced to protect your data against future threats. And Android 17 is introducing Android OS verification starting on Pixel devices, so you can confirm your phone is running an official build of the Android OS. The amount of security work packed into this update is genuinely staggering. So there you have it. That is everything from the Android Show I/O Edition 2026. From Gemini Intelligence transforming how your phone works for you, to the brand new Googlebook category, to massive Android Auto upgrades, creator tools, cross-platform sharing, well-being features, 3D emoji, and one of the most comprehensive security updates I have seen from Android in years. Google is not playing around with Android 17 and the Gemini Intelligence rollout this summer. This is a platform that is genuinely evolving into something new, and I am here for every second of it. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like right now. It genuinely helps this channel grow and means everything. And if you are not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you never miss a breakdown like this one. I will see you in the next one.